everyone, and welcome to our Community Matters Spotlight session with London-based jewellery brand Astrid Miyu. Founded in 2012, Astrid Miyu has generated a turnover of £10 million and experienced 1,000% growth in the last 3 years. Plus, they have just opened their 7th physical store just this year. So I'm super excited to be joined by Holly Robinson, Senior Ecom Associate, and Hannah Chesney, Ecom Associate at Astrid Miyu. Thank you both so much for joining us today online, and I'm super interested to hear more about Astrid Miyu's customer community and loyalty strategies. So would you mind starting off just telling us a little bit about yourselves and about the Astrid Miyu customer community? So who are its members, how it works, and what does it look like?
Yeah, so Astrid Miyu was started by our founder, Connie Nam. I don't know if you've heard of her. There's a few things on our site about her. She does a podcast. She does other people's podcasts. She's amazing. So that was started in 2012. And so not long after this, we kind of really blew up on Instagram just by building personal relationships with influencers and our customers. So 9 years later, we still have a passionate bond with our customers, and we really try to include them in lots of things that we do. So we hold focus groups and they come along, or Instagram or email polls. We do business and student accelerator programs. So we have a few staff members that will be mentors and guide students and businesses. I think consumers can really see when a brand is authentic, and we kind of view ourselves now as more than just a jewelry brand. We're a movement. And so as a brand, we like to talk about topics that are close to our heart and our customers' heart, such as more recently the Black Lives Matter movement or London Pride Festival. And our customers are a diverse bunch of beautiful people, and we try to remain as inclusive as possible.
Super cool. I mean, it's so interesting, and thank you as well for sharing all of that. It's great to have you both here and just get your insight. I've prepared some questions, so without further ado, let's get stuck in. So firstly, 2020 was a super difficult year for everyone. What was Astrid Miyu's approach to helping your community navigate this uncertainty?
So our marketing was focused a lot on escapism. So we wanted our community to feel that A&M were supportive of the feelings of anxiety and uncertainty that everyone was experiencing. So our jewelry was a way of escaping those feelings and just feeling great at home. We wanted to be relatable and offer helpful advice to our customers about what they could do during this time. We've hosted self-care checklists, work from home guides, book recommendations, just to name a few. And keeping relatable was just really important. So we had content of our staff working from home, so just to show that everyone was in the same boat. This was even down to our imagery. So instead of having fancy campaign shoots, we just had self-shot imagery at home with really chilled styling, so customers could sort of envision themselves wearing it in the setting that they would be. And then, as Holly mentioned, we launched our Business Accelerator program and Student Accelerator program during the first lockdown. So our founder, Connie, managers and heads of department came together just to tutor BAME students and Black-owned businesses, just to offer any advice they had relevant to their own departments. And I think that really pushed that, we're not just a jewelry brand, we have really strong brand values, and we want to make a change. And as well as if we also work with a few charities, so namely the Bay Tree Centre and Med Supply Drive. So over Cyber Week, we donated a percentage of sales to the Bay Tree Centre, and for Med Supply Drive, we donated any PPE we had in the stores. So yeah, again, I think this makes our customer feel like they're doing good by shopping with us. And they're part of the community contributing to good causes.
Amazing. Those are so many cool things that you've mentioned. And personally, I think your newsletter was one of my favorites to read in 2020. The content and the messaging achieved exactly what you set out to do. It helped people stay positive, it helped them feel like they're not alone, and helped them be beautiful at home, which I know a lot of us needed at that time. I think your guides and recommendations as well will have cheered a lot of people up in 2020. So really well done, you guys. My next question is specifically about your online content hub. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's amazing. Definitely check it out. Astrid and Miyu have a whole online hub dedicated to community, including, written guides, a podcast with inspiring guests, and, loads more. My question is, what is Astrid and Miyu's process for creating this content to share with its community?
So our community hub houses 2 different sections. So one is for styling, so that includes like new jewelry collections, like how to wear and gift guides, and then also more brand focused content, so charity partnerships, our business accelerator program, and our podcast as well. So in terms of styling content, so whenever we have a new collection, we'll do a content piece on that. So for example, our Serene collection, the content piece that we did for that was published a few days before launch, and then marketing channels pushed it out just to sort of build hype and encourage newsletter signups to be the first to shop. And then other styling content, so we have one called 6 Ways to Wear Chunky Chains and Jewelry Gift Guide. They're more like revenue driven. So we get help from our SEO agency to make sure they're optimized, so people can find them organically. But the main aim is that they give helpful advice and inspiration for our customers on how to stack and style our pieces. And then, brand related content is really just there to showcase our values as a company. So we can just show off our charity work and other initiatives. We have a lot of content focused on business, so how we're female founded and how we are helping out other people succeed in business. So for example, the business accelerator program, and for International Women's Day, we just listed some of our favorite female founded brands. And then our podcast also speaks to a lot of women in business. And our podcast also speaks to people who are advocates of many aspects we're passionate as a brand. So like racial diversity, body positivity, skin positivity, and more. I think this again just shows that we are more than just a jewelry brand. I think now more than ever, people are quite conscious about where shopping. So I think they want to make sure that a brand is dedicated to good causes. And that's something that we really pride ourselves in. So having like a community hub where we show this information is just quite easy for the customer to see all that info.
For sure. And that's becoming even more popular in a post-COVID world. So it's just super cool that you're already doing that beforehand. You're way ahead of the trend there. And thank you for taking us through all of that. I think it is really fascinating that Astrid and Miyu has established that there's more to your brand than just the jewelry, as you say. It's not just about the product and the purchase. And you're right, the content, most of it isn't obviously revenue driven, but that experience and that brand attitude is exactly what builds a really strong customer community and relationships that really do have a higher repeat purchase rate, a higher CLTV. So really everyone benefits there. So that leads me nicely into my last question, which is, what value does Astrid and Miyu's customer community provide towards the growth of a business?
Yeah, such a good question. I think one of the reasons we've been so successful is because we've kind of continued the conversation with our customer community. So we really value their feedback, whether that's about our in-store services or the quality or design of our jewelry or even the user experience of our site. As I mentioned, we hold online focus groups twice a year with customers to go over all of this, and are of course constantly receiving this through reviews and customer service. And so 2020 was a real learning curve for all of us.
Yeah.
And so shopping shifted more online. We kind of made sure we didn't lose that relationship between us and our customers. So we launched digital styling, which provides a really personal experience that we're known for in our stores. And we also continued our mentorship programs and podcasts and just remained open and honest because we really were all in it together. but yeah, this year we've got some super exciting things coming up off the back of loads of customer feedback. So we've redesigned our loyalty program, which you know a bit about, and I can't wait to launch. And then we'll also be popping up somewhere in Europe. So definitely keep an eye out. Yeah.
That's so exciting. I didn't know about the Europe thing. Congrats. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Obviously, I've been working with you on the loyalty side, and I am also so excited to see it launch. Definitely want to get to that top tier, if that's not too much of a spoiler. But I think your customers are going to love it as well. Unfortunately, that is all of my questions today, but you guys have been troopers, and your answers have been brilliant. I'm sure everyone that listens to this webinar will have taken away so many useful tips, and hopefully we'll see a few more of your techniques popping up in the future with other brands. So thank you guys so much.
Amazing. No worries. Thank you.
Thank you.